My son Carter just turned 10, officially out of the single-digit life. So before the next decade starts to shape him, me and him sat down and had a talk about money. His answers floored me. Some of them made me proud, and some of them just made me think. Some of what you're about to hear might hit you unexpected. Be honest with yourself. If your kid had to describe how you handle money, what would he say? Not what you want him to say, what would he actually say? And that sentence right there is the playbook he's going to run for the rest of his life. And today I'm sharing what my son said and what every working dad needs to hear after it. Your kids are watching you whatever age they are. I did a video before where I said that by age 7, your kid's money mentality has already been set based upon what you do. Now, my son is 10. If your son is 10 and older, they've already learned from you. They've already seen you swiping and buying stuff that you might can't afford or you don't need and then stressing out about bills. They've seen it all. The next 10 years, they're just rehearsing what you've already taught them. See, a lot of us think that they don't need to talk about money until they get into high school, 15, 16, 17. No, you need to be talking to them about money in kindergarten. By the time they're in high school, they've already seen how money is handled right in front of their faces. And if you don't let them see how you handle money, if you just see them, if they just see you shopping and buying stuff and you never talk to them about money, saving, budgeting, investing, what kind of financial life are they going to have?
Fresh out of high school, working hard, hitting trade school, but my bank account, empty. My dad lived paycheck to paycheck, so I never learned how to budget. Now I'm trapped in the exact same cycle.
We assume that we're teaching our kids about money, but we never check. This Father's Day weekend, I sat down with my 10-year-old who's officially hit double digits and talked to him about money. And some of the things that he said, I know we're honest because I know my son, but I told him, look, say what you believe. Say what you believe. Say what you've seen me do and give your opinion on it. So now we're going to watch me ask my son, my 10-year-old son Carter, about money. I hope your son is around. If not, when you get done watching this, watch it again with him. Check out these questions. You know, I make these videos for working dads, and I like to talk about, we like to focus on money, fatherhood, manhood. But I want to ask you some questions today about money. Whatever you say is fine. I'm putting myself on the hot seat as a father. What you know about money. First question I want to ask you is, what does money mean to you?
Hold up. When you say what does money mean, like what is it, or like what is it?
No, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? Not what is it, but what does it mean? When you think of money, what do you mean? What do you think of? You think of spending it? You think of what? Buying, being rich? What do you think of? What does it mean to you?
Making it, like investing it, how to get it, what to do with it.
Okay, that's good. That's okay. I can dig it. Now say whatever you think. Just don't say what you think I want you to say. If I gave you $100 right now, what would you do with it?
So I'm not gonna lie and say that I would save it, because I'm not like exactly. When I say I don't save it, I don't mean like I spend it as soon as I get it. Like, I don't save it that much.
That's something you got to work on. That's something everybody has to work on.
But I would also like browse for things that I like, or like right now I'm trying to buy something. So, well, if you gave me $100 right now, I would be able to add it to my collection, and I think then I would have enough to get that thing.
Okay. Do you think our family has enough money right now? Why or why not? Do you think we have enough money?
I mean, like, when you say enough money,
Do you think we're poor, or do you think we're like okay, or do you think we're rich? What do you think? That's a good question. A lot of you dads should ask your kids that.
I think that we're like not poor. Okay, like maybe like a little bit, kind of. Based off of the things that I get a lot of the times and like what my parents buy for me and get for me, I would think a little bit, like a little bit okay, a little bit, maybe over okay.
So you think we're okay, maybe a little over okay?
Yeah.
All right, it's fair. That's fair.
Hold up. When I look, we're doing this in our basement, and we keep all of like the equipment, like our well, right now I'm looking at 2 popcorn machines, a slushy maker, and like a whole bunch of like baking stuff. So, and a whole pile of like stuff.
Here's something that dads need to think about. Most of the time, kids don't do as well as you financially. So whatever you do financially, your kids probably will do the same or worse. So if you don't do well financially, you're really indicting and giving your kids the excuse to do the same. Not even the excuse, you're giving them the resources to do the same. So how you do with money and how you do with wealth and assets is important. What's something that you seen me do with money that you would do and want to do when you grow up?
Well, something I've seen you do with money is like, it's basically, I've seen you like, you have like this stack of like cash in like your closet, and like mom has this jar of like coins and like money and stuff in the cabinet. So when like it comes to saving money, it's kind of like a big example. And then sometimes like when you if I ask for like money for something at school, you'll ask like why and how much it is, and like give you a reason why you should do that, or like why you should give me the money.
Cool. That's a good answer. So hopefully you'll do that with your kids when you grow up. When you have children and you pass that on. What's something that you see me do with money that you would do differently when you grow up? Just your honest answer, whatever you think.
Well, my honest answer would be like buying this like press thing, the heat press, because you don't really use it a lot,
That's a good.
and we have 2 of them.
That's a good answer. Buying something that you don't use, saying you're gonna start doing something, and then so that's a good answer. Here's a question: have you ever heard me or your mom talk about?
Like being short on money? Not really. But like mom has talked to me, like had a big conversation to me about money, and so have you. I've seen you guys talk about like once you guys were talking about something like extra money or something like that you had, or like today, mom was you guys were talking about like how mom is shopping, is a professional shopper. And like if you gave her this amount of money, she would have no problem spending it.
Okay, here's the question: do you think rich people are happier than people who aren't rich?
Of course, yeah. Easy. When I mean like people who aren't rich, most of the time they have to think about like I'm not gonna be able to get this, or like we're gonna have to cut some money back. But like would you feel better not having to hustle for money? Would you feel better not having to like worry about money all the time, or like not worrying about having money, or having to worry about money all the time? Which one would you be happier as?
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying like necessarily having a lot of money means like a great life, but I do mean like, come on, like
you don't have to worry about money. I heard people say money isn't everything, but a lot of people say money isn't everything, but money is everything that means something. You need money to have it. So if people say, "Oh, health is more important," well, you need money to have insurance.
Yeah, and like
So love and relationship, well, all those things you need money. If you have children, you need money to take care of them. If you have a wife, you got to need money to support a family. So that I'm of the belief that the 2 most important things in this life is God and money. You might not believe that, but that's what I believe. Here, 2 more questions. What's a smart thing that I've taught you about money?
investing.
I think, man, investing is the best thing to do with your money.
Investing in stocks.
Yep, is the best thing, and do it as early as you can, and you already are doing it. Even you don't even know about it, but I'm doing it for you. But we're gonna keep pounding that in, so one day you can be doing it for yourself. The last and final question is, if you could give one piece of advice to a kid your age about money, what would it be?
Well, like, I haven't really had that experience where, like, being low on money or making mistakes with money yet, because I'm kind of young. But, like, don't get your mind completely, well, how do I say this? You're gonna want a million different things, and a million different things are gonna come out soon. So I would say save your money now so that you won't have to wait a long time for, like, or you buying something, and then, like, let's say you buy a Nintendo Switch OLED and now the Switch 2 is out, so now you have to make more money. Just always keep money on hand so that you'll have money for the new things to come out, or like new things that you want.
Great answer. And here's one thing I want people to remember. A lot of people say, I heard this somewhere, people say, I want $1 million. But most people, you don't want $1 million. You want to spend $1 million. You don't want to make $1 million. You're not thinking how to make $1 million. You want you want to magically come into $1 million and you want to spend it. Don't be that person. Be the person, be the father that helps your children learn how to make $1 million. So that's the thing. When you hear people say, I want $1 million, they say, yeah, no, you don't want $1 million. You want to spend it. No, be the person who makes $1 million, who earns $1 million, who invests, his investments reach $1 million plus. So those are the 10 questions for my son.
I have something to say.
What is that?
There was this one really rich man, and he said, making $1 million takes 1,000,000 seconds of your life. So if you think making money is that easy, it might be easy, but it's not that short.
Becoming wealthy takes time. It takes investing money, letting it grow. Whether the market is up and down, you keep investing, and one day you will be. So those are the 10 questions I asked my son. Now you go out and ask your son the same question. Your kid is recording you right now. Just like I'm recording this video, your kid is recording you. Your children are recording you. So the things that Carter said about money, he got from me. He got from his mom. So the things that he said about money that I agree with came from me. The things he said about money that I didn't agree with came from me. If your son or daughter says something about money that scares you, it didn't come from school, it came from you. So it's up to you to try and correct it, to try to fix it. Not by just telling them to do something, it's by showing them, because kids learn from observation, imitation, and repetition. What you don't say out loud, you say with your behavior. So even if you think that you're doing the right thing by, you sit them down, you talk about money and all this and the right thing to do and everything, it doesn't matter. If you're doing something different, that's what they're recording. My son told me this. He told me that he made a $20 bet with a kid at school. And he said that I don't agree. I don't agree with what he did, but what I said, your kids are watching, they're recording you. So he made a $20 bet with his friend at school and he lost. I don't know what it is. He's probably running his mouth, thought the Spurs were going to win or something. And he was like, Dad, can you give me change for this $50 bill that I got for my birthday? I want to pay my friend back the $20 that we bet. We made a bet. I'm like, $20? I'm like, you're going to actually pay him back? He's like, yeah, because he said if I don't pay him back, then it's going to go up. I was like, man, why are you paying him back? It's like one day to school's end. Like, what's he going to do to you? Like, he's like, no, Dad, remember you said that, you got to be a man of your word, this and that. And I'm like, man, no, I did say that. So your kids are recording you. But I also told him, hey, look, tell your friend, I'm going to give you your money that I owe you because I'm a stand-up guy and you're my friend. But you're not being my friend telling me you're going to charge me interest on $20. I told him he's not being your friend. I don't know where he's heard that before, but that's some BS. So go tell your friend that. It's not too late to change the playbook that your son is inheriting. But you've got to do it on purpose. You've got to know, look, I probably made some mistakes. He's seen stuff that I've done that I don't want him to do. Like, I don't want my son to, any of my sons or any of my kids to go $118,000 in debt. That's a lot of the reason why I'm doing these videos. I had to change the way I don't want them to go through what I had to go through because I don't know if they could go through it. Just because you could do something, just because you could take on something, that don't mean your kids have what it takes to do that. So being a dad, being your family CEO, you got to know that. Like, look, this is bad behavior that I've displayed and that I've done. It's up to me to change. And so, yeah, you modeled some bad behavior. Now you've got to go about changing it on purpose. You're not raising a kid. You're raising a man. You're raising a father for the next generation, for your grandkids. And he's learning it all from you, not from what you say, but from what you do. Here's the Father Day challenge. I don't care if they're 5 or 15. Sit down with them, watch the video. Or you watch the video. You watching the video. Take 3 of the 10 questions that I asked my 10-year-old and ask them to your son or daughter. Don't correct, don't teach, don't defend, just listen. What you hear will let you know what type of dad you've been when it comes down to money. And then that'll let you know what you need to do. I'm doing the work with my son and my daughter, so it's time for you to do the same. This Father's Day, don't just be celebrated, be intentional. The playbook that he inherits is still being written, and you hold the pen. If this hits you, drop a comment. Tell me what your kid has said about money that made you just stop and think. Or tell me which of the 10 questions you're going to ask your son or daughter this week. I read every comment and reply back to everybody because we're all in this together. Subscribe. I drop a new video every Sunday and Wednesday in shorts throughout the week. Happy Father's Day, brothers, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Fresh out of high school, working hard, hitting trade school, but my bank account, empty. My dad lived paycheck to paycheck, so I never learned how to budget. Now, I'm trapped in the exact same cycle.